Yo, damn dog, did the Rona get you? Yep. Fucking second time in 2 years. I got it when I went to Hollywood to the Hard Rock Hotel to watch the majesty of the Wu-Tang and Nas concert. Like top two concert of all time for me. And then woke up like 2 mornings later feeling weird, and I knew it. I was like, oh my god, I know what this feeling is. I know what this crawling in my skin is. The Rona is lurking. You said that's worth it. Yo, as let me think about that. I missed a week of work, but I have 3 weeks PTO. So, but yeah, I would say it's worth it. I would definitely say it's worth it. It was an amazing presentation of rap music. That's for sure. That's for fucking sure. I could just tell that it was in the building. Like you could just like, bro. You go to Wu Tang show in South Florida. I don't know if you guys are. I don't even know if I should be saying this out loud, but I don't know. You know what? Forget it. Forget it. We're gonna have to do that in voice chat in the Discord or something. I ain't doing that on the stream. See here. So we got the you guys ain't checked it out lately over at youngcmpkits.com. We got the Doja Cat Scarlet Chord Pack. Still got McCrazy's Northside Trap MIDI drums going hard. And the new Diddy R&B pack. Like if you was trying to do R&B, or if you were trying to make samples, I would have this ASAP. This would I would not be sleeping on this one. Studio One Basics, what's up, bro? Yo, how are you Studio One Basics and you don't got no videos, bro? What are we doing with life? Oh, this is John. I got it. John hit me on his burner, bro. Like I wasn't gonna find out. Like I wasn't gonna bring up the channel. Maybe I was looking for an Atmos tutorial. You know. Oh, he's keeping it simple and not basic. Nah, he's keeping it basic and not simple, bro. He's niching in the basics, bro. You see what happens? You see what happens when you give people the Konami code, bro. Yeah, man. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And you see it. But yeah, yo, that dude, that Wu-Tang concert was so dope, bro. Like the visuals, bro, like the way that they had that stage, it was just like it was so good for a hip hop show, you know, like they really like they had like it reminded me of what the DJs at EDM festivals do. You know what I mean? Like they have the lower section, which is the 4K LED, and then they have their DJ booth, which is up on top, and then behind that they have another, like 4K LED wall, and they do all this crazy shit on it. Like if you go to like a EDM music festival or something, you see like the dubstep DJs, they got like, you know, crazy trippy shit going on. There'll be like people smiling, and then once the wubs come in, it'll be like a bunch of maggots eating a fucking cow or something, trying to freak you out. Um, but the way that they did it, the way that Wu Tang and Nas did it, it was like a love letter to New York, bro. Like, and then and also the hip hop and the '90s, like when you're watching that, if you're from my era, it's like watching your hip hop life flash before your eyes, like the way that they brought in all of the movies from that time, like, all of the movies that influenced the songs. um they would have just uh you know just like live shots of like a camera shot of just driving down the street. Obviously you don't see the car, but and that's all. They're performing in front of that. They had fucking they had like Anunnaki and the pyramid with the crescent moon, the Atlantean imagery and shit. Like they went nuts, bro. Like they went nuts. They had the Kemet gods. Like they like they really went crazy. They went crazy. The audio was fantastic. I don't know if any if any of you guys are in South Florida and you get and there's somebody who you want to see that's a musician that's playing at the Hard Rock Live in Hollywood, because I've been to concerts at the arena in Sunrise. I've been to concerts that I see Kanye and at the AAA arena or Kaseya Center, whatever the fuck they call it. Been to James L. Knight Center, been to Bayfront Park, but the system that they have inside of the Hard Rock Live, oh my god, bro! Like yo, that shit was intense, bro. Like after they shut the music off, it was like, like when you watch a war movie and the bomb goes off, and they're talking to them, and they're like, hey. It was on some shit like that, bro. But was there bunk in the air? Nah, dude. It was this. It was like all of the people who were in there, like they were all of the people who moved to New York from Florida. And I don't want to say it on a stream about how you could tell, but you could definitely tell. I'll just put it to you like this: people who listen to Wu Tang that are from the East Coast versus people who listen to Wu Tang who grew up in Florida, they look different. They just look different. I would just leave it at that. Yeah, yeah, we gotta talk later. But it made me think about something, yo. Well, it made me think about a couple things. I get the producer talk out of the way. producer talk, right? So I was listening. I was paying attention to all the Nas songs, and first of all, none of the Hit Boy songs sounded as good as anything that Nas did before. I don't know what that's about, but and they had a drummer playing over every single track, so it wasn't like FL Studio small drums. Like it had nothing to do with the drums because each and every record, no matter who was performing, they had a drummer playing the drums for it, and that shit's important right now. Who has the best tour right now? Drake, 50 Cent, or Wu Tang? I would say it has to be Wu Tang. I don't think you're gonna get the same feeling going to a Drake show as you are from the Wu Tang show. The Wu Tang show is just like, let me get there. The dude, Made You Look was produced by Salam Remy, right? And out of all of Nas's producers, he's probably the one that's like looked at with the least amount of like prestige and esteem. But I mean, I listen to Nas on Pete Rock beats. I listen in this arena. I listen to Nas on Pete Rock beats. He did the Nas Dr. Dre songs. He did the Nas Primo songs. He did the Nas LES songs, right? It was Nas on it, all of the collabs that he had with RZA, and he did Nas and even Havoc's records were in there, right? So all of the producers, but that Made You Look beat, bro. That Made You Look beat, just the way that hit in that, and it was the same speakers, everybody's, the way that it hit, and just the energy that Apache break, and the way that Salam Remy narrated it, or layered it, bro. There was like out of all of Nas's records, it was the most powerful one, and I think that that's crazy because you know that stupid narrative that Vlad put out for whatever reason, that Nas don't have good beats, and then it turned into like his Salam Remy work wasn't up to par with the rest of the stuff. But dude, I would go back and like if you really fuck with hip hop, look at Salam Remy stuff, because I feel like Vlad kind of fucked up his legacy like that. But to just from a beat nerd perspective, to sit there and listen to it and just be like, whoa, you know. And I understood, like Irv Gotti said something like where he said "Made You Look" is like the greatest hip hop single ever. When you hear it in an environment like that, you could understand why someone would jump out of the window and say something like that, because like, dude, I listened to it was Nas and Wu Tang doing all their songs, so it was like some of the greatest records that the culture had ever produced. But with the exception of Triumph, that shit got, whew, that shit was crazy. It made me, but I was thinking though, Jewish hip hop takes are always spotty. That's facts, bro. They just say that because they're trying to get it in good with Hove. In your opinion, that checks out, bro. That checks out. Let me tell you like this, bro. Watching that show, you got to see how much like RZA and Nas care about hip hop. You know what I mean? And it was a good feeling because most of the people who were in that building, they were people who care about hip hop. Like they were excited. Like it was that show was not for the casual. That show was for the diehard. The first song that Nas came out to was Verbal Intercourse. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's Nas, bro. It's Nas. And he came out on a Raekwon album cut, like like song number 14 on the album. He's just like, I'm gonna do this verse. This is how I'm gonna come on stage. But dude, the way like the amount of care that they have for the culture, and the way that they wanted to, the way that the way that they wanted to present it to everybody, you know what I mean, and convey that, that that's the way they felt was, it was really awesome. And it made me, being around other people, it made me feel like, I'm not a fucking alien. You know what I mean? That there's still people out there that, like, you know, this shit means something to them in a and it's not just a like, oh, like this is my music hobby, or this is just something that I do, because I cut on FL Studio, and it was it was something to pass time in my dorm room, and I just kind of stuck with it, and I learned how to leverage keywords on YouTube, and I sold leases. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people out there that the shit means more to, and I'm one of them. So it was nice to have like a couple of my favorite acts like really try hard and reciprocate that. Salute for that. That was awesome. But it made me kind of wonder. I was like, yo, how come no one else got nothing else like this? Because you can like, I want to go to one with like 8 Ball and MJG, you know what I mean, and Trick Daddy and Bun B, you know. I want to go to one with Outkast, baby. If Andre don't want to rap, have Big Boy and Sleepy go out there and do some stuff, right? You know, and it's crazy because, like, if you think about that, like that show that they did in the Met Stadium, the 50, for the 50-year anniversary, that went on because that was important to Nas. Nas put that on through Mass Appeal. You know what I mean? He was the person who put that together. This show that he did, that was like, the NY State of Mind tour. That was important to him and RZA, and they came together and they put it together. But it's just it really sucks, like, and it kind of feeds into that bullshit East Coast narrative about hip hop in general. But there's like nobody from down here that was like, yo, we gotta do something, you know. And it's because, bro, like, all the people who are from down, who are from down south, that, like, who do you got? You got Jay Prince. Jay Prince would be one of them. Jay Prince is too much of a gangster. Let's call it for what it is. I mean, the younger generation don't understand it, but he's not in the spirit of hip hop culture like that. He's gangster. You got Baby. Baby's just a weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, like, like Baby, like Baby don't care, bro. Like, Baby's a fucking weirdo, bro. Who else you got? Master P. Master Master P ain't got time for that shit. You know. So who? You know, the guys. The guys from Slip and Slide Records. They're probably damn near close to being billionaires off of real estate scams or something. However they made their flips. You know. John Walker. Hold on one second, guys. Oh my god. Oh, I'm saved. I am saved. I am saved. Thank God, bro. I did not want to go there. That shit was an hour. That shit was an hour away. Gotta stop bullying FL Studio users. They'll stop calling then. Yeah. I could never stop bullying FL Studio users, bro. I can't do it. But yeah, man, and then I started thinking about it, and then I started thinking about like how come there's none for the West Coast? Like, like, and it's like, dude, like Dr. Dre's too rich, you know what I mean? Like Dr. Dre don't care about Dr. Dre don't and then it's like, bro, and then it it really made me start thinking do them East Coast people have a point, bro? Like are they really more hip hop than everybody? Because I mean like RZA and what's it called? RZA and Nas put their money where their mouth was, bro. Like the overall like attention to detail and pageantry of that concert and the amount of care and effort it was to to convey how important and Dr. Dre said, "Nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked in my basement." You know who probably wanted to do it? Eminem probably wanted to do it, but 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 uh but Black Twitter has been so has been so cruel to him that he was like, "Man, fuck it. I'm not even gonna try anymore. I can't do anything right." You know what I mean? Eminem would have brought us Griselda and Alchemist, you know what I mean, and like and all of the Alchemist albums and all that shit, bro. We had a whole Alchemist stage. I'm blaming Black Twitter for that. Joe Budden would have had a field day. Joe Budden's head would have exploded. Let me yeah, I wanna try to make a beat because I ain't made music in a in a solid minuto behind this Corona shit, dog. It has not been cool. It has not been cool at all. I think hip hop is more embedded in East Coast cultures more than others, so it means a little more up here. I'm not even like I after going to do that, bro. Like like y'all got it. I don't I don't have it in me to to even debate that. Like if that's what you say, then even if you never came down here, you're probably right, bro. Like that shit really like low key made me sad that we don't have anything like it. And the reason why it made me sad was the reason why we don't have anything like it is because it's like you said, bro, like live from New York. No, like they don't fucking care enough to do it. So I know Ant has been teasing me about my year of no sprinkler hi hats, and I'm holding on to that. No sprinkler hi hats, all 2023. We're almost out, bro. And of course, they're doing all this shit, and like looking at these older techniques of production and what have you. I'm starting to put together something, right? Because I had the I don't know if you guys check for music anymore or where you're at in your vibe, but this song came out on Friday, and it's a really good song that makes me happy. It's this one right here.
What is this?
Maybach music.
I like this Maybach music. Sweet.
Niggas wanna see you lose when you're making moves. We bringing tools in any rooms, we try to break the rules. Niggas is haters, they ain't goons, we try to make a fool. I never thought I'd make fours before I made the news. Having a threesome with some bitches and still ain't amused. I pick.
But this like it was awesome to see Ross and Meek get back together. It's always awesome for me to hear Ross rap. And when you listen to it, something pops out instantly, and it's the drums from Incarcerated Scarfaces. It's a very recognizable pattern. It pops out instantly. And I've been going through something, doing all these beats with the samples and everything. It's like, yo, bro, like I got my OB6 right here, and I want to use it. I got pedals right here. I got my my patch bay wired up the way that I want it, and so when I heard this, because the more that of legit sampling that I've been doing and studying it, the more that I appreciate, mixing the different sources. Like Ninth Wonder had a good rant on Twitter where, he's pretty much snapping at the whole anti-sampling sentiment that had been going around. And he made it, he's like, yo, if you think this shit is easy, go into a record store, pick three different records from different sections of the record store, make them all sound like they're in one record with no key finder, with no time stretch, if it's so easy, if it's so easy to use other people's music. um and he does very well, very passionate about sample culture. He does very well, a great job of articulating how important sampling is, how relevant sampling is, and how he does a great job of articulating the art of it, which is awesome. Um, because a lot of people experience it in a very ignorant way. And when he was breaking it down, um, and just through my own experience of doing a lot of sampling this year, it's when we got lied to, like Keyflow will tell you, and he'll probably tell you too, like people like us who like really started producing, in the early 2000s and shit, bro. Like we got lied to. They made us, for whatever reason. I don't know how it happened in our age group, but we got tricked into thinking that, um, you know, nobody sampled loops. Chopping a break was chopping the individual hits, and that's not really what it was, bro. Like if you go listen to Cream, that's a loop. If you go listen to a lot of your favorite drum patterns, like this one from Incarcerated Scarfaces, that's a 1 bar loop lifted off a record. You know what I mean? Like that was not played in. That was a 1 bar that was a 1 bar loop lifted off of a record, bro. The drum patterns. That was, that was like, and you got to imagine back then, the drum patterns were the most important part of the song. You know what I mean? And a lot of that shit was just like 1 bar looped in your sampler, 1 bar looped in your sampler. So, you know, to start thinking about, like, in order to preserve these workflows, like these restrictions that we had on ourselves, and like the new generation of producers, they're doing it all over again with the whole, like, oh, you can't use loops, or you can't do this, or you or you can't do that. It's just like no, bro. Like listen, every, like, the whole reason why sprinkler hi-hats came into existence is because somebody sat at FL Studio thinking that they had to make a drum pattern that nobody had ever heard before. You know what I mean? And they chopped that grid up to the point where the hi-hat sounded like a sprinkler, and it became a genre. To the point now where there's a whole generation of people who make rap music where the most important part to them is the hi-hat pattern. And it's like, bro, all you gotta do is tick 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 tick. You know what I mean? Like it don't have to do more than that. So I came up with a thing, just and I could have always done this, but I don't know why it finally occurred to me. You know what it is? Because, like, when I use synths, when I use synths, I always think about it in terms of 808 drums. Like if I'm going to use synths, it's always like Travis Scott drums instantly, or like Lex Luger drums instantly, or Zaytoven drums instantly. I never thought about it in terms of, like, yo, take the pattern from New York State of Mind, and put and put the OBX on it. Or even better, play a one-shot chord with your OBX, right? And then sample it the way that Havoc would. Right? I took in I started making a and this is I remade the Shaq and Kobe beat on producercourses.com. It is 50 cents a day. But and I talked more about this method. Um and it inspired me to take and that's how that's how I know that shit like producercourses.com is still super valuable because I still get value from it creating it, you know. But like now I got these I keep folders of different patterns. um and so like I think of like all of my most iconic, beats that I like the drums on, stuff like Cream, Incarcerated Scarfaces, New York State of Mind, Right Back at You, Shook Ones, Survival of the Fittest, and so now I've got them as patterns inside of Studio One. And I could go say, okay, so now I make this, now I make this slower thing. It's more like on Griselda time, but I could still use that, that pattern from New York State of Mind, which New York State of Mind has a dope snare pattern. It's like, it's definitely something more like when you listen to it, the way the snare is laid out, it's more like a Memphis beat or something like that. But boom, I got this guy here. You think hip hop is best when you don't know the key and just use your ear? Um, it depends. It depends on whose ear. You know what I mean? If it's somebody's ear that I could trust, then yeah. But if it's someone that doesn't know how to pick the root note of a bass from the seventh in a bass, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to listen to I don't want to listen to a hip hop song where we're like yeah, you could use the seventh note in the scale and it won't sound off key, but I don't you know what I mean? I don't, like if you're spamming that seventh note, I don't want to listen to that. You know, I want you to at least know, you know. You know, I want you to know that. You ever get lazy and do the 16th level trick for melodies? I don't think so. I don't know if Premiere was into synths and shit. Probably not, but I like my synths, so I tend to want to use them. What do you mean? What do you mean you like your hip hop on the upbeat, Ant? Why this shit don't have no? Oh, I know what's going on. Wait, I know what's going on. Your synth sounds so dope. Always gives me Alchemist vibe with the texture. Oh, thank you, bro. Synth driven on top of samples, like, yay. I want to do more upbeat type of joints. Swagger like us type beats. Man, you know all you need is a saw wave. you get you a saw wave and you were there. Them shits is easy. Keith said he wants to make his Doja Cat. Yo, I got bro. My boy just got a S 2400, and he wants. He's like yo. He wants the SSL Big Six, but he don't want to pay me for it. So he's like, what's up? You want to trade? And he's trying to trade me a virus snow. A virus snow and an ASR 10 for it. I knew you would say that, Adrenaline. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If it was a Ti, I would be, it'd definitely be all over it. Nah, it's not the rack. This already got enough synth. I need something. We gotta do something to make it. This shit don't sound cool yet. It needs blank 4MS. Shh. All right. Yeah, I need like a needs like a melody. And I don't want to play a synth right now. Yeah, I don't know, bro, cuz I could go on Reverb right now and get like, you know, 2,500 American dollars for it, you know? So it's not like You know, when you said ALC put everything on one track, it makes sense because he uses effects like phasers or tape delay, and it affects the whole beat. I didn't realize it until you said it. Yeah, the way that he sets up his the way that he sets his Pro Tools session up is everything is. It's like people who use Pro Tools from back in the day. I don't know what the new version of Pro Tools is like, but when you opened up a new Pro Tools session, there wasn't a main fader. You had to make your own, like, it was a style of track. It's called master fader, right? My version of that is called a mix bus, and that's where he sends like all of his stuff to, and then he'll put like he uses super simple plugins, bro. So like he'll do like this one. That's something I really like. Deep dives into Pete Rock, ALC, Dilla, Large Professor in terms of their mixing effects and arrangements. It's those deep dives are going to disappoint you because they're all very simple. This is how MPC producers arrange beats, right? They take a pattern, right? They make a pattern, right? And this is so say this is a 2-bar, like in this is really like a beat that's 79.5 beats per minute, right? So this is a 2-bar pattern. So they like they'll be in their machine, right? And the thing about the way producers who use hardware work is they didn't think about making a beat in terms of this is going to sound better when I mix it, or I'm going to arrange it later, right? It was all like, yo, you know, I like they would have to shop beats to rappers and record them themselves on the tape. So they would have their machine, and then from the machine it would be recorded onto a tape, and it would have to sound as good as possible because a rapper would have to pick it, right? So, but they weren't like mix engineers. They didn't have a whole bunch of EQs. They didn't have a whole bunch of fucking plugins. They have sidechain compression or none of this bullshit that you have on your computer. So if you want to like have a mix like those producers have, is you have to use as little shit as possible. You know what I mean? Like very rudimentary tools. Um, I think something like the God particle is amazing because I can have this gain staging template, right? And I can have compression in it already, and I this is already mastered. I don't need to fucking do anything to it. You know what I mean? It's the kicks and the snares are where they're supposed to be. You could just listen to it and everything sounds nice. There's no like need to go any further than that. And then what they would do, was the same thing. They would like turn all their sounds down on their sampler and put their kick as loud as it want, or actually it was a snare. Put the snare as the loudest part, and then everything else would be a little bit lower than the snare. You know what I mean? In order so that they could hear it. And if they couldn't hear their drums loud enough, then they turned their sample down. And that's how they mixed. Like it wasn't some crazy technique, and then when it got to the studio, a mixing engineer, like they would clean it up with EQ and shit like that, but not crazy ass EQs. I'm talking about filtering off lows and filtering off highs. Like nothing, like they weren't putting mid-side plugins on shit. You know what I mean? They weren't putting Neutron on shit. They didn't have to feed it to AI because the sounds that they picked going into the sampler were already so good. They already hit hard enough to the point where they didn't need to do a bunch of crazy shit. So that by the time it got to by the time it did get to the person who was going to mix it, the only thing that person had to do, like the sauce that the mix engineer would do, is they would just do this. They would take their drum bus, right? They would take their drum bus and send it to a compressor. And then let's see here. What's a good starting pace? This will probably be a good start. And then all they would do with the compressor is just compress the shit out of the drums. And then just blend it in to make the drum sound fatter. That was like the biggest trick was like parallel compressing. And that's how like when you listen to the old hip hop records, it's the reason why like the snares and the hi-hats are so loud is because they have a track that's playing parallel that's so compressed that you could hear all them highs. Thing about that is not the sound of like that is not the sound of the way that like modern drums sound. You know what I mean? Okay, so bare minimum drum sounds. Yeah, bro. Like you have to pick a kick. Like you hear how that kick has like vinyl in it. You like I wanted this beat to have like vinyl vibes. So my kick has vinyl vibes. You hear how the snare has it in the tail? Hear how the hat has it? So, you know, all of those sounds have a piece of that. So when you play it together, there's no RC20 on this. There's no vinyl, you know, simulations or you know, there's no nothing like that. It's just the sounds. And then when it came to arrangement, it was like this. You got this 2-bar section, right? So the way that you would work on like an older sampler to arrange stuff, especially like a lot of people, they would do it in one program or in one pattern. You would just duplicate it and change a part, right? So for example, see, we got this here. So this is your beginning. And then you all right, so you got these two parts here, right? So you need to every time you duplicate something, you just make a little change. So maybe on this part I'll duplicate this drum pattern. And this will be variation 1, and I'll do this. So it's right. Right, so that's a change, right? Then you go here and you say, all right, so this is a third unique pattern, right? Something simple. Right, then you duplicate this one out, and then you take that second style of drum part. Right, then you take these again, you bring them over here, and then maybe you get rid of this melody. So now you got 4, 8, 12, 16, right? Bring this guy back here. So change like every 8 bars or so? No. Don't like, first of all, don't count it in terms of double time. Count it in terms of straight time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, right? So this is bar. Even though we're in double time and it's at 3, that is 1 bar, right? Do you think this surge towards the analog sound is a fad trend, or are we circling back to it as a culture? I don't think it's I don't think it's never left, bro. It's never left. What's going on? What's going on is there was a it's never left, dude. Like all of the dope shit has been analog this whole time. You know what I mean? All like Kendrick Lamar's music has been analog. Fucking Drake's music has been analog. The sample makers who send stuff to Travis Scott's producers been analog. Like all throughout the 2010s, that shit was all analog. All of it. The only shit that wasn't analog was the people who were pretending on YouTube. And the people who were pretending on YouTube are not the producer community. I want to tell you that again. The people who are selling beats online on BeatStars, that's not the producer community, bro. You know what I mean? Those people are the customers of the producer community. You know, like people like Illmind did a fantastic job of making all of those people feel like they were like actually included, but that is not that is not the producer community. The producer community is in LA, it's in New York, you know, it's in Atlanta, and it's in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's not online. Right? So here we go again. So Heath, Alchemist calls this taking your magnifying glass out, and this is where you get this this is just a little bit of work, bro. So, you know, Adrenaline, if you go on your IG and you see TB Digital asking producers like, you know, overrated or underrated analog gear, and it's a younger black man telling them, you know, like, no, the analog gear is awesome, you got to use it, yeah, and you see bro's face like, oh fuck, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, you know, the producer community or a trend or anything like that. That's just somebody who knows their shit telling somebody who's trying to learn the truth. You know what I mean? Cause like here's the thing that y'all got fucked up watching YouTube, bro. is y'all watched shows like Producer Grind and shit like that, and God bless them boys, bro. They fucking, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, right? They're taking advantage of opportunity, and I don't got nothing against anybody who fucking works hard and put content out, but this is just the reality of the situation. You look at something like Producer Grind, and because it's presented to you in a, um, in a professional way, you get confused into thinking that this is like, the mainline mainstream producer community, and it's not. It's a group of producers doing content, right? It's a group of beat makers doing content, and when you watch them do their interviews starting from the fucking beginning, like, you could tell they were just trying to learn how to produce. You know what I mean? Like, asking people like, oh, oh, how do you play the keys, or what do you do this, or, and you could see like how happy they were to talk to some of the guests because they couldn't wait. And it's like, oh, how come you changed that, the tempo of that beat up 0.2? And it's like, I don't know, I just wanted it to be a little bit faster. And like, oh man, I thought it was gonna be some sauce. I thought it was gonna be some sauce, man. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell that they were learning how to produce, but you got it confused. Maybe not you personally, Adrenaline, but people got it confused into thinking like, oh, this is behind the scenes as a producer community, and everybody here is is a professional, and their opinion has weight. And no, bro, no. No. CMP, how do I know so many ALC tips and tricks? Because I bought his course. I was interested in how he worked, and so I bought his course. And he did out of all of the people who do these, who are like pro level producers that do courses, Alchemist did the best job of articulating his workflow. You know. Thanks for reeling me back in. I lost my footing, man. It's no problem, bro. I mean, in order to in order to assess what you're watching, all you got to do is just look at, and this is no disrespect to anybody who's making content, bro, because I don't got anybody, I don't got a problem with anybody making content about production. But all you got to do to assess somebody who's trying to position themselves as like an authority, or industry adjacent or anything like that, is you just have to just look at their records, bro. Just look at their records. Like anybody who's saying that they're industry, or they're gonna show you about the industry, or they're like a part of the producer community or anything. Just look at their records. Do they have a catalog of records that have made the impact that you want to make, or sound the way that you want to sound? And if they don't, then you really can't like put a whole bunch of stock into what they think. So like, for example, if say you've got like, say you've got like a group of people who are like, yo, analog gear isn't that important. Okay, where are your records? And they don't have like, they don't got no Kanye records, they don't got no Travis records, they don't got no Drake records. You know what I mean? They've got, Car Thief from Atlanta features, you know what I'm saying, in placements, you know, Atlanta Jewelry Booster features, but nothing that sounds amazing, nothing that fucking gets played in the strip club and makes women lose their mind, you know. If they don't have nothing like that, then why are you trusting their opinion on a synthesizer? What do they really know about it? Damn, I got a lot of mixed reviews. I have to peep it. I mean, the thing is, Ralph, I liked it because I really liked what like Al was putting out in 20 and 21 and 22, and I wanted to see his current workflow. And I think what happens with a lot of these I think what happens with a lot of these pros courses is you're so used to watching YouTube and the way that stuff is presented, like, oh, this is the secret to bloppity bloppity blue, and this is the secret method, and oh, this is the secret plugin, and like, I'll give you an example. Of and I hate to do this because yeah, I hate to do this because people tell me that they shouted me out on their podcast, but this is the way that content is pushed to you online for free.
Let me show you my synth bass, which I'll put right here. Stereo imaging and widening things. It's okay. Some people are so afraid to do it. Some people feel like it's so taboo. The most huge difference. This is one of my favorite stereo imaging plugins. This is a big secret for me. I can't believe I'm telling.
Like, you see the enthusiasm. You know what I mean? You see how like how genuinely excited he is to share this, this audio fidelity secret. Like, this is gonna change your 808. Oh my god, it's gonna make it wide so you can hear it in both speakers. And that's what's up, bro. That's awesome. But if you're like a fan of Alchemist and you want to make shit that sounds like Alchemist, and then you watch how Alchemist does his stuff, I'm gonna tell you, bro, it's gonna be very underwhelming in comparison to a lot of the YouTube personalities, because Alchemist is very subdued. And the thing about what Alchemist does is is the thing that's the most central to what he does is the curation of his samples. And you can't do a video about that. You know what I mean? You cannot do a video about that. The same thing with the Timbaland course. The reason why a lot of people didn't like the Timbaland course, because the thing that's central to how Timbaland works is the collaboration between his engineer and between his musicians. And you motherfuckers weren't ready for that. You guys thought it was Timbaland doing everything. And that fucked you guys up, bro. That shit fucked you guys up. You're like, wait a minute, bro. Professional producers don't press every button? What? What? Fucking dorks. Like, what the hell did you think was going on? So Heath, once you have your 32 bar pattern laid out, and you got your little, I mean, you're at, let's see if we take it to seconds, you're at a minute and a half. You do 32 bars, or 65 in double time, whatever. At whatever it makes sense. Then you just take that shit and you double it. And you've got your 3 minute, and then you've got your 3 minute beat right there. Which is more than anybody's gonna rap on. And you've went through and you've made enough individual patterns with with a simple, you're not doing crazy trap shit. It's just this. And then you go back over it, take your magnifying glass out, right? We'll go here, filter, boom. And you do shit like that, and now you've got an extra what's it called? An extra unique pattern here. Got an extra one there. But there's definitely a major shift in the industry, and the line between online and industry is getting a little blurry, in my opinion. There really isn't, bro. Like you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference between an online beat and like a real pro, you know. Just so you know, the bass is good enough to hear through my phone speakers. Thanks for the feedback, bro. I appreciate you. And to Key Flow, what are y'all trying to see? What are y'all trying to figure out? I feel like you guys are scared to speak your truth. See, right as it's time for Key Flow to speak his truth, he got to leave. being anti-trap is a trend. It's definitely like a there's definitely like a wave of like really mediocre motherfuckers with MPC 2000s on short form videos. For a fact, bro. Like for a fact. As soon as the women got involved, what you mean? I'm not up on it. I'm not up on it. Y'all gotta put me on. Where are you guys seeing this? CMP got to throw on the fitted. then the women got it and did that shit a little bit better. So what you think because the dudes can't make a trap hit no more, they want to use this is FL Studio, this is the Reaper skin. Components. That was Flare. Bro, if you ever got a pad that's just not doing it for you, put a little tremolo on it. A little bit of tremolo on it. Give it a little bit of tremolo. That shit's a lifesaver. Too many people trying to teach people these days. I don't think I think the people trying to teach people is good. I don't think that really hurts anything. Because regardless, the learning stage is the learning stage, right? You know? Like if you got somebody watching videos on how to, you know, make melodies, and they're watching a content creator whose method you don't agree with, that don't, like, the person who's learning, they're still like developing their taste for what they like. And if it turns out that their taste is it lines up with the person who's making, you know, these bad melodies, then guess what, dude? Like, that person's never going to be dope. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who they learn from, you know? Like, you can, like, somebody, like, you could take somebody and show them, you could take somebody and show them like Busy Works Beats, and you could take somebody and show them London Rain. You know what I mean? There's going to be people who are going to lean towards Busyworks Beats way of doing stuff, and there's gonna be people who lean into like the way London Rain does his stuff, and that's going to be a matter of somebody's personal taste. You know what I mean? And you can't teach somebody personal taste. You know. You know, so the person who watches London Rain, they're gonna be like, man, I need to get better on guitar. You know what I mean? The person who watches Busyworks Beats, they're gonna be like, all I need is a course. You see what I'm saying? They like right there, those two different types of people, one of them is going to be a better musician. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think you knew who he was. Heath, who the fuck do you think I am, bro? Like, you think I charge people $400 for a sample making course and don't know who the good sample makers are? Like, who do you think you're talking to right now? I'm disappointed in you. I promise you, I knew who London Rain was before you did. I knew who Moulin was before all you guys did. You know what I mean? Like those are the people, like the like sample makers. Those are the people I keep up with, like how I used to keep up with rappers. You know. It's up to you to find your ways. Back in the days, it was so hard to get anyone to even show you how to turn on an NPC. It was super gatekeeping. Yo, but live from New York at the same time, there was a lot of people who didn't know how to use NPCs. You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of people who had them shits and did not know how to use them at all. You know, I think back in the day when you found somebody who could make beats, it wasn't hard to get you for them to show you how to make beats. What was hard was them showing you where the sounds were. You know what I mean? Like that's what everybody kept. Nobody would nobody would like, dude, when I remember when I first bought my MPC, the person who sold it to me, all they wanted to do was show me how to use it. You know what I mean? Like they were so excited that I bought it. They were just like, yo, this is how you do this, this is how you do that. He showed me how to sample off the radio. So, you know, so that I always had records. You know what I'm saying? Like once I figured out where to get sounds, I wasn't showing people where to get sounds for the MPC. You know what I mean? There's no way I was going to show you where I got my sounds because there wasn't a lot of sounds. Garbage wasn't allowed to rise back in my day. Yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right. Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. You act like fucking Atmosphere doesn't have a whole 20-year record career, bro. And all them white rappers from Ohio, dog. Like, what are you talking about? There was a lot of garbage. There was a lot of garbage. They were just rapping about how true to hip hop that they were. So it wasn't as offensive as my pussy pink, my booty hole brown. but that shit wasn't great. Like people were seriously buying. People were seriously, bro. Like the Insane Clown Posse had festivals. They probably still do. Yeah, I was getting my sounds from modern beats, but you know what? I wasn't gonna tell nobody where. I wasn't gonna tell nobody about the website, bro. Because back then, like, I mean, it's still like this today, but like, you know, like people who do music in person, like they're not up on all the internet shit, you know. So if you had little corners of the internet where you could get sounds, you know. Oh my God, Cage! Like, yo, people went to Cage shows. You know what I mean? People people bought like the ICP like B and C group albums. Like there was definitely like shocking clout chasey garbage. You know what I mean? Like I look at ICP and Sexy Red, and that's like the same stuff to me. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, this is this shocking music where we're just gonna say whatever. We say we didn't have like trash music when Vanilla Ice literally sold more than all of the black rappers the year that he came out. And Vanilla Ice came out when people like to act like all anybody was listening to was fucking Stop the Violence and Self-Destruction and fucking Brand Nubian and Tribe Called Quest, and no, none of them motherfuckers sold records. It was Vanilla Ice that went diamond. It was Vanilla Ice with an American flag leather jacket. The motherfucker had a movie, bro. All right, Cool as Ice sold more tickets than Higher Learning. All right, let's not forget what time it was, bro. I'm in the Midwest. ICP galvanized a group of white people who swear they hated rap and were iffy on black people. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And then they got together and they realized that they were I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't say it.
Their values are from the 50s. Their homes are from the 60s. And their music is from the 70s.
Let's start chasing. So, are we having fun yet or what?
But now, this sleepy little town is about to become cool as ice.
Drop it. What the hell is that? Drop that zero and get with the hero. You are the girl for me. See you later, Dick. It's Nick. Oh, yeah. Nick.
Sometimes I'd like to do something really wild just because I never have.
If you ain't true to yourself, then you ain't true to nobody. Your love can take me higher.
I want you to stay away from him.
He's not what you think he is. My brother's been kidnapped.
What we want, Jim, is a little collection on an old IOU. You're the I, and we're the you.
You're all wrong. He didn't do anything.
Come on, get on.
How can you know that, Catherine?
I trust him, Dad.
Vanilla Ice is going to take an uncool world and chill it to the bone.
Well, I hope you like being a biker chick, because you're not going to see me or my car again. Imagine that.
From Universal Pictures, Cool as Ice.
What? So this was going, because this was back in the golden era, right? This was during, this is when Low End Theory dropped. This is when Quick the Name dropped. This is when Tupacalypse Now dropped. Scarface is back. Breaking Atoms with Live at the Barbecue, when the world got introduced to fucking Nas, bro. What else do we got? We got the last good NWA album that came out, okay? Queen Latifah's Nature of a Sister, the Juice soundtrack, bro. This came out the year that Juice came out, bro. So let's not act let's not act like we don't know, bro. There was trash white in your face. Like, dude, look, Tim Dog came out in 1991, bro. Tim Dog. And Tone Loc. the seminal album, Cool Hand Loc. Like, come on now. The ICP people were the people who thought the Eminem was too black, so they bought Kid Rock albums. Oh shit! Good times, real good times. "11 tracks. The Funky West Side. Pimp Without a Caddy. I Adore You. All Through the Night. Fatal Attractions. I Joke, but I Don't Play." That's like Keep It Simple, but Don't Be Basic. Freaky Behavior. Mean Green. Hip Hop Is Kinda Different. Featuring MC Wink Dog.
It ain't gonna be in this situation. It's gonna be a get me out this motherfucking good music shit now. And Scooter ain't gonna be no, oh, I'm still putting my name on this shit. I need to get rid of good music because I'm great. And guess what? Good is the enemy of great. The fuck I'm doing giving Wanna Love You to fucking Tiana? What the fuck I'm doing giving that Daytona album to Pusha? What the fuck I'm doing, bro? That shit, like, that shit was 3 dark fantasies that I gave away. Cop shot the kid, Nas rapping all goddamn offbeat on it, don't even want to shoot a video. They shoot the video, don't even tell me. These motherfuckers don't appreciate me. All these motherfuckers is trying to use me. I'm the greatest motherfucking artist living, and I can do everything. And I'm not being expanded, and my vision is not being expanded to what it is. I'm performing at other people's festivals and shit. I've been wanting a fucking festival. People not touring my shit. People saying I'm locked in a pub shit. I've been recouped. These niggas made fake black skinheads. I got the fake black skinhead. Marty Van Deer told me, I'm sick. Ain't nobody reach me. Y'all boys better not fuck with me, bro. These boys better not about to play that black skinhead on Twitter live quick. And I know my life is on the line when I'm talking. But I know ain't nobody gonna touch me because I'm too high profile. I'm not Triple X, so y'all can't take me out. But I bet you I get off my motherfucking publishing. I bet you I get my motherfucking festival. And I bet you I get off of Universal. And I bet you y'all don't talk to Adidas again.
He was like, watch this. Space Jews. Yeah. That's a old that's before he fucking guys, that's before he what's it called? That's before he got divorced. That's before Donda. That's not recent. That's an old clip. And that shit he said about Nas was the same shit y'all were saying about Nas. Like Joe Budden made you believe that those acapellas were stretched. He got to get back to his music without the bullshit. Kanye's too old to get back to his music. You know what I mean? Like you can't be like Mr. Sample-based producer forever and have like a whole ass family and a record label and a shoe company and all that shit. Like you can't, like, it's just, you're not going to be able to lock in and do sample chops, Most of you guys can't make a fucking beat after you get off of work, Imagine owning 6 businesses. They want Kanye to be a YouTube producer. Yeah. Ye should have been a Diddy by now. Ye is a Diddy, bro. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Ye like shot past Diddy and then decided that he wanted to go to war with the Space Jews and lost. You know what I mean? But he went past Diddy and Dr. Dre and fucking Jay-Z and then he was like, "Oh man, no, I don't want any of these contracts." I don't want any of these contracts. Let me distance myself from them. And then oops. It turns out It turns out, sir, you put too much distance. You know? Like if you think about like, for example, if you think about I think the only reason like why I have a perspective on this that I do is because The Devil Wears Prada is like one of my favorite movies of all time. And there's this scene in there where like she's talking to her intern and her intern's trying to act all disinterested about fashion, and Meryl Streep's character, she explains to her in a very sassy manner that like, yo, you think you don't care about fashion, but the reason why you have the color blue that you're wearing that you think is a statement that you don't fucking care, it was like curated for you by me and my friends because we, you know, decided to put this strange dress on this model, right? And like when you think about the way that clothes looked in the 2010s, like Kanye came out with that first season of Yeezy, and everybody looked at it with like the sleeves that were like way too long, and they were like, yo, wait, motherfuckers look like they homeless and this shit's crazy, who would ever wear that? And then for the next 9 years, every one of your fucking shirts and or pairs of pants had holes in them, you know? But there was never a Sean John sweatsuit that had like that type of influence. You know what I mean? Like the people that Kanye brought to Paris, they wound up like they like him putting Virgil out there, you know, and him winding up getting the Louis job, and then the way that kept on going into Pharrell getting it, and now when you look at all these fashion houses, like, bro, let me show you something. Look at this. This is Gucci, bro. You see the way that these pants are cut? The way that bro's stepping on the back of them? Like that's the way this is the way our pants used to look. This is the way our pants used to look in fucking 2004. You know what I'm saying? In 2003. This is what our pants used to look like. And the House of Gucci just put loafers on it in a trench and made it high fashion. But that's hip hop right there. And that's because Kanye brought all that shit over there. You know what I mean? Brought the fucking had them motherfuckers wearing leather joggers and all that shit, you know? And then if you look at the way, you know, someone like Diddy did fashion, it was just like none of like the, you know, the Fat Farm velour sweatsuits and none of that shit. It was never during that time. You never seen Prada do a velour sweatsuit or nothing like that. But now, because Kanye did, pushed past the like, no, I'm not just gonna finance my own shirts. Like I'm gonna like try to have the fucking fashion house, like for real. You know what I mean? Now they're like these fucking dirtbag racist people who never wanted black people buying their clothes. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna do all y'all shit this 40 years later. New slaves. Bum, 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 bum. I hate Jesus. What was he even talking about on that album? They bring in fucking the iceberg history, aesthetic back. You got the you could go to Saks Fifth Avenue and get a purse that costs just as much as an MPC X that looks like an MPC Live. Mr. Live. You know. And walk around with your purse. You can walk around in LA going from studio to studio pitching your beats to somebody who's not going to give you any publishing or money for it. And you keep your chapstick in there, so when you get done sucking dicks for replacement, you could feel like you did it in style. You know, or if you really want to stun on them, you get the cream one. This one's very masculine, super masculine. You know what I mean? This is for them sassy dick suckers. You know what I mean? Ones that put their neck into it. Who is this for? This is for the producer who wants to hashtag collab, bro. You know. This is celebrating 50 years of hip hop. This is for the guys who share mouses and send emails. Yeah, this is so this is a need. He's a neuroscientist that went to Harvard and UCLA. That's who need this. A neuroscientist. My boy right here needs it. Oh, these beats better be fire. No, come on. Heard enough. What do you think he keeps in his purse? It's for the it's for the bros who don't mind getting it on the back end, but they ain't talking cash. Yikes. CFP says it's for Isaiah Rashad placements. Facts, bro. That's for that McConan collab. Yo. Oh, why is Kyle Lowry blocking local podcasters, bro? That's hilarious. That's fucking funny. That's fucking hilarious, bro. This dude's been trading Kyle Lowry all day. Oh man. Whatever happened to the Punjab MC? He's probably fucking making chopped cheese Aki style right now. Bro, I'm not sending fucking Caleb Martin in a James Harden trade, bro. You fucking keep that. This is why they got to bring hip hop back with the vengeance. I mean, hip hop is fine, bro. I don't really subscribe to the whole like hip hop is, you know. Is that Miguel Cabrera? Damn, Miguelito, you got old, bro. Fuck. Like if I want to listen to hip hop, all I got to do is go to Tidal and listen to hip hop. The thing that and I was actually thinking about this. I seen a tweet about it. But like dude, all the songs in the world are here, and if I want to listen to them, I can listen to them. You know what I mean? Like this is what I listened today. I listened to fucking this. I listened to Outkast and Havoc and fucking and Nas, you know, and more Nas. I listened to some Earth Gang. I listened to some fucking Rome Streets, more Mobb Deep and Nas, more Mobb Deep and Busta Rhymes. I listened to all the hip hop that I could possibly handle. You know what I mean? And then when you listen to the kind of music that you like, these algorithms are like, hey, new arrivals for you. And then they're like, hey, Check out this song with Nas and Lil Wayne. Check out this song with Rick Ross and Meek Mill. Check out this song that The Alchemist made. Check out this song with 38 Special. Check out this song with Mark Battles and Boldy James. You know what I mean? It's like how am I missing out on hip hop?
This rap game easy cause all you niggas nerdy. Now I'm in my early 30s, got the young hoes flirty. Honey, everything up to par like a birdie. In the presence of a star, baby, show me you deserve me. I came in with the guy, so he left out in a hurry. Plus the clip hold 30 in this bitch without a worry. But I ain't on no tough shit, fuck this. We can get some money, bro. Yeah, it might've took a little time, but I'm a
like bro, like even if you're old, there's a new Jizza song out. You know what I mean? You got brand new Ransom.
And usually, if they can't destroy the person you are, then by far it wouldn't be hard to go after that man that you used to be. I can tell y'all ain't used to me. And truthfully, whether the studio is treated acoustically, every verse would be beautifully crafted. This Hall of Fame talent.
Like just on the random, I could hear fucking Ransom give me fucking 1,000 truthfully, oothfully, woofully, scoopily, toopily, boopily, loopily, scoobily bars. You know what I mean? It's all there.
40-ounce bottles and leather Timbs, riding metal rims. Niggas gathering at them pearly gates, hope he let us in. Funerals, your clothes and your sneakers go to your next of kin. Damn. These ghetto hymns, your friends help to even the score, but pray that you never win. Stamps in the collection plate, wait, even the reverend sins. Watching it.
You know what I mean? Like triple syllable entendres. There's a new Twista song. How is there a new Twista music out?
Independent, I leak for the pumpkin loaf. You can never murder me while I'm currently checking and recollecting the way it was. Records to step in, no second guessing, and still collect the currency. See the way I'm acting is accurately amazing. Not up for days into my profession, aggression, and my ability to handle it is how I can channel and use it to my advantage and make it work for me. Hustle. I do what I like, see what I'm like. No media hype, me with a mic, meteorite, fluid and wild, new with a style. If you was a child, Pedialyte. That was cool.
From here on,
there's a brand new Rome Streets album. Like, did you guys listen to the new Rome Streets album, or were you just like, man, there's no good music. There's no good music. You got 14 new Rome Street songs.
The couch next to the pound, just rolled 17, journey south, east side of where homies from Holly Grove. I said, good looking out. Had the convertible for a year, now I just took it out. Seen what the fuss about, then brung it right back to my house. I'm on the
conductor.
Conductor, we.
Hey yo, get cash and live glamorous. Plenty bad bitches, polyamorous. Gold on my hand and wrist. Reap the rewards because.
Like this shit's everywhere. I don't know what we're crying about. Like, I don't know. The only thing that's missing is that you don't have like trendy people in your mass media hyping it up. That's that's what you're missing, right? You're missing Carson Daly and Ananda Lewis and Big Tigga and Joe Claire and fucking Funk Flex. You're missing fucking Free and AJ when you get off of work being like, yo, these are the 10 best songs, let's count them down, and then also wait for a special performance from Little Bow Wow. Conductor got me feeling like I still got a chance. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this: you are not like Conductor, right? Like like just because you see somebody who's older get on, that it don't have nothing to do with your age, Adrenaline. It has to do with like what the fuck you do with your time. You know what I mean? Like Conductor was in studios making music. You know what I mean? It didn't matter what age he was. If you're in studios making music, you have a higher chance of getting on because you're gonna work with people who are getting on. You know what I mean? That's how you have to be as a producer. You know, you can't just fucking sit in front of your computer and then hope that you get on with a rapper one day and you don't do nothing fucking proactive. You know, it don't have nothing to do with your music. It don't got nothing to do with your preamps. It don't got nothing to do with your fucking converters. It don't got nothing to do with your age. You know what I mean? If you connect with if you connect with people who I was in studios making music 15, 20 years ago, then you had a chance 15, 20 years ago, but you don't have no fucking chance now, bro. You know, it don't matter that Conductor got a head full of gray hair and he smokes cigars, bro. Like that's like you gotta make your own chance. I'm not trying to be mean, bro. You know what I mean? It's just important that, if we're talking about like getting on, that we be realistic about that shit, you know? I got you, Adrenaline. I gotta charge my phone. Ugh. What's this shit sound like? It's such a weird beat. It's got crickets in it. Yeah. I mean, I think the hard thing about dropping music is, the dropping aspect has a lot to do with the artists. And artists nowadays are just like they're so confused about like what to do with their music, you know? Like I got listen, Ant, I got so many fucking songs, bro. Like I probably have 120 songs that just never came out because that beat that everybody's free. Like Fabio did that song, bro. I have a song with him, and then it was just like the pandemic happened, and then it just and now we're just not doing drill. You know, we're fucking going to Afro beats. You know what I mean? Like I have I have songs, bro. I have I have bro, I have like old loops from like 2019 that I have loops from 2019 that got on on like Griselda adjacent artists stuff that the shit just didn't come out, you know. I've got stuff like a lot of local stuff in Miami that just didn't come out because artists are like, you know, I gotta put it for the album and this or that, and then you know, oh, we changed the direction of the album and this that, oh, you know, like so. I'm talking about the dudes that cry about the. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, it's a trope, bro. People, you know, people. It's like you said, bro. People want to be in the discussion. You know, they just want to be in the discussion. It's crazy to cook up beats in the studio for content, and the artist you were cooking it for don't pick it. Yo, that's a struggle. That's a super struggle. But yo, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys keep it simple. Don't be basic. We'll see you on the next one. Hopefully when I come back, I'll feel a lot better. I'm gonna take a few more days off. I still feel fucking weird, and I didn't make a banger today. So, but I need to make something dope.